Yes, sir. Huh?
We get it.
We know.
Yeah, I don't care. Can you read the lips? I don't care what you don't like. You can leave or I'm going to call the police. Do you get that one?
At a drive-thru, this man is refused service because workers do not understand how to handle these situations.
You get that one, get off my lot, or you will call the police.
I am deaf.
I don't care.
You discriminate. You know the lawsuit could be against you. You know that?
No, I don't care.
You don't care? Well, I guess you're ready for...
Go.
No. I'm paying you something, so I want number 8, please.
I say, can I help you?
am
I say,
deaf.
No!
I can't hear you.
Shut up! I say no.
No, I am deaf. You're discriminating me. I'm deaf. I can't hear you on the speaker.
I say, can I help you? You.
I can't hear you.
This is something I've been seeing recently, and we gotta address it.
I am deaf.
The next customer.
If you want to have a lawsuit, go ahead. You better give me your order right now. You can watch all in the media. What? Number 8, please. Number 8, please.
The behavior of people like this needs to end immediately. Because you see, in sports,
we're making history here.
Deaf athletes are showing just how capable they are of not just excelling, but winning.
I think they do dismiss us oftentimes. They think we're a deaf school, no big deal. Then I think it's a lesson learned for them that deaf people out there and other programs can do better than they are doing.
Earlier this year, this little kid made a big decision. He left his deaf team to join a more competitive league where he's the only deaf player. This team of 10 has come a long way together.
Is he a good basketball player?
Yeah.
Because you see, from competitive sports to gaming, where this deaf player joined FaZe, the sky is clearly the limit. In the Jack in the Box video, Revene Arnaud Jensen told NBC Bay Area, it's not only training. That's not going to change because you need that depth of knowledge of deaf culture to fully understand the needs. After Jack in the Box management saw the video posted on her Facebook, the worker was fired. In Oklahoma, a deaf woman was also denied service at a drive-thru. Rachel Hollis says she was stopping to get food after taking her 2 sons to hockey practice. I had my order ready. I had it typed on my phone. I do that often when I go through drive-thrus. It hasn't ever been an issue. Hollis told News 4 through an interpreter. I show my order, and the worker gives me this face of frustration. Hollis says she started taking a video of the incident because she was feeling uneasy. Then in the video, you can see the employee hand her a note that says, can't do a full order at the window, too busy. Eventually, the employee comes back to the window and starts arguing with Hollis. Hollis says she tries to stay calm in that moment, but she's tired of people being treated that way. When I got home, that was when I really broke down. I was very upset. I was crying. I was very tired. I'm tired of discrimination, she said. I've never experienced anything like that. For someone to call the police, that's crazy. It just doesn't seem right. Let me be very clear about what I say next. Although they have put together endless amounts of propaganda going against workers unionizing, if there is just one small little itty-bitty thing that they have done right, it's that Starbucks has helped out its deaf customers. Here's how they've done it. Dallin Smewen showed this video on his TikTok account where a regular order for the worker takes a turn. Fortunately, it's only in the most positive of directions. Starbucks employee Brianna Roth then appears on screen, much to his delight, and they complete the order together. This is a progressive way forward that companies must adopt to be more inclusive than the previous exchanges we saw in this piece. The feature works rather simply. When a customer pulls up to the drive-thru window, a Starbucks employee asks for the customer's order. If the customer does not respond after being asked twice, the employee then appears on a screen attached to the menu. The customer can place his or her order via sign language and then pull around to pay. Jen Leora, a deaf writer, wrote of the drive-thru experience. For a deaf person, there's a certain amount of stress that accompanies these little jaunts, no matter how cool anyone acts about it. Personally, I feel a bit like a fraud, like I just don't belong there. Lots of deaf people avoid them when they can. Hearing Health Matters added more context. For people with hearing loss, ordering food at a drive-thru ranks high on the list of frustrating experiences. And it's not just the sheer difficulty of the conversation. We also get panicky because during the slower than usual order transaction, 15 cars are piling up behind us. We can feel the fingers tapping on steering wheels as the drivers realize they're not nudging slowly but surely toward their morning coffees. We almost hear the moment when those 15 and counting caffeine-deprived motorists start cursing and beat with their drumming fingers. There have been breakthroughs as well on the other side of these exchanges. In Tanzania, one establishment called Nema Cafe is breaking the barriers. The wait staff are hard of hearing. The goal is for the orders to fall on deaf ears in an attempt to eradicate the inability surrounding deaf people. Aptly named Nema, meaning grace in Swahili, this is Tanzania's only cafe where you have to hone your sign language skills to order a cup of hot coffee. In Texas, Crepe Crazy is owned by Ina and Vladimir Geiderman, who are deaf. They have 30 deaf employees and 3 hearing employees who can sign. In addition to operating their 2 store locations in both Dripping Springs and Austin, they also cater food to several events and festivals throughout Austin and the state. For fellow members of Austin's deaf community, the Guidermans said that in addition to serving up delicious food, that it was crucial to also create another inclusive atmosphere, whether they're looking to grab a bite or for a job opportunity. When we have deaf customers come in, they're just thrilled. They already know because the word has gotten out that we are deaf-owned and a deaf business. When they come in, they're thrilled and they can communicate in their natural language. It's just so much easier for them. Many of the employees at Crepe Crazy are college students. Guiderman explained, like any restaurant, they all greet their employees with a smile and sign good morning. One of the biggest things we do here is hiring deaf employees because it's frustrating as a deaf individual trying to find a job in the hearing world. As a hearing person, you can go to any job and be able to communicate with people in your environment. So we really try to provide that same environment for our employees here. More than a business, the restaurant has helped to bridge the gap between different communities who may not always know what to say to one another, or much less how to do so. What makes situations deaf-friendly is the following: eye contact, clear speech, patience, and the ability to accommodate differing communication needs are essential traits of deaf-friendliness at its core. There are quite a few factors that go into making deafness unique. You will not ever be able to hear a straight line. Disability rights gives helpful suggestions for these drive-through services, including allow deaf and hard-of-hearing customers to order at the window instead of at the designated intercom. Post signs at all designated drive-through intercoms stating that deaf and hard-of-hearing individuals may pull their cars around to the window for service. Allow deaf and hard-of-hearing customers to write down their orders on a piece of paper or on their phones and hold it up for the restaurant employees to see. Allow deaf and hard-of-hearing customers to show pictures of the food they wish to order. Provide deaf and hard-of-hearing customers with written or picture menus in which they can write out or circle what food they would like to order. And allow deaf and hard-of-hearing customers to use methods to those listed above to communicate payment information.